Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today in this video I am going to discuss the short story The Other Side of the Hedge by E.M Forster. In this video I'll discuss introduction to writer, his writing style, summary of the short story, themes, symbols and characters analysis. So let's begin the video. This is the text of the story and we'll move to introduction to writer and his writing style. So EM stand for Edward Morgan. So E.M Forster mean Edward Morgan Forster. He was an English novelist, short story writer, essayist, and librettist. And he is best known for his ironic and well-plotted novels examining class different class difference, distinction, hypocrisy in early 20th century British society. Foster humanistic impulses there in the story, and sympathy may be aptly summed up in the epigraph of his novel. And Foster narrative style is straightforward. Events follow one another in a logical manner, and yes, handling of idioms in his writing and Foster rhetoric style is far from unsubtle, and we'll see that there is a poetic rhythm in his writing, and he makes lavish use of both satire and irony, and biting wit is there, and treatment of English colonials is discussed in his writing, and gentle humor is there in his writing in the depiction of high spirit, and another things that foster indication of philosophical nature of his novel. And so there is some about his writing style, and let's move on to characters of the short story. There are two main characters in the story: the narrator, the protagonist of the story, and second one is the guide who the guide who actually was the brother of narrator, and him narrator met him over the hedge, and we'll see that he was about 50 to 60 years old. And the minor characters are Miss Eliza Dimpleby and Girl in Heaven means the other side. And these are minor characters, and story revolves around these two characters, the narrator and the guide. And the summary of the story opens with a narrator. He was resting by the side of a seemingly endless road with a pedometer in his hand to measure the distance he had covered. And so yes, he was on that road, and what happens that they are, although others on the road jeer him for stopping his walk, he stop his walk and sit down, and there comes the energetic Miss Dimpleby exhort him to persevere. And the narrator thinks of his brother who had been collapsed, mean passed away, died a year or early, and the narrator tells us that his brother wasting his breath mean his life on singing and strengthening, helping other. And what happens that after that the narrator, he was unobserved, sit on that rod, feel unsatisfied, and what he did, he saw a dead branches of the hedge. He saw a hedge besides him, although he has no idea of what he might found on the other side of the hedge. So he decided to go to other side of the hedge. He fall, then on the way he falls through undergrowth into a ditch you can say, and he nearly drowned, but he was rescued by a man. The man here is the guide, and who become his guide to world on the other side of the hedge. This guide, who looks 50 or 60 years old but has voice of an 18 years boy. And yes, the road was described as a dusty dry road, and the park teems with vitality and filled with images of pastoral happiness. flowers covering the green hedge, and fish swimming in the mud, and people singing and working contently in the fields means the other side of the hedge describing of the so the other side of the hedge has been described or as a heaven, you can say a paradise, by the critics and scholars of the story. So the paradise have no need of science and machines. His pedometer didn't work there, and the first opens. So there were two gates there. The first gate open outward, and it is made of irony, and it is the gate through which earliest humanity walked when first taken with the idea of leaving the paradise to explore the outer world. And so the narrator was not satisfied the place he get in, and he want to go back and continue his work of life, and he then asked to leave the park, and his guide reluctantly shows him a second gate which was made of half transparent horn and opening towards the park. Through its transparency the narrator can see the dusty rear road flanked by dead hedges that he left earlier. When he hesitates, a man passes by him with a can of liquid and suddenly seized by uncontrollable thirst, and narrator snatches the can and drinks from it, and he starts to lose consciousness. And here his guide said that this second gate is the one through which all that is left of humanity will pass on its return to paradise. And what did happen, and after that the narrator realized that he now lies in his brother's hands, and he was dead and he was in the heaven. This is the story, and we'll move to themes of the story. The first theme is the materialistic possessions. As you know that yes, he was a modernist, Foster. So modern world, he portrayed modern world colonialism, the materialistic, how materialistic the colonial British society is. He described it, and the people of the road, as we see that they realize how unimportant their possessions are, and the journey will be easier without them. And narrator said that, and I had already dropped several things. Indeed, the road behind was strewn with things we all had dropped, and the white dust was setting on them. So this means that the dust settle on their possession, materialistic possessions. They have no value. What actually value is the humanity, the good deeds, not the materialistic possessions. And at other instant he also said, narrates in the story, that Foster is referring that the irony gate as it opens outward, this symbolizes that humans are looking at outward materialistic pleasures. Second theme is the theme of acceptance. The narrator does not accept the position he finds uh, himself in, and he just move on to a different, strange, unique place, and he did not able to adapt to the ways of people and that place. And the narrator he did not accept that, and as he stated that, I denied this, observing that the part of the road I myself left was no more than 2 miles off. And the end of the story is also interesting. So it become clear to narrator that he is dead, and he sees his brother. Now we accept that actually he was in the heaven, and it is only when narrator realized that he is in heaven and that he accept his circumstances to ask simply, because he does not feel ready for new world that has been he has been into. And third theme is the theme of happiness. Pursuit of happiness is there. So he was not satisfied when he was on the road, and he was to move to the other side of the hedge to seek happiness. Maybe he finds some peace or happiness over there. So he discussed that only we come inside through second gate and look for inner happiness, and then only we can be happy. And Okay, and he also narrates in the heaven in the other side that they all seem happy, and I might have been happy too if I could have forgotten that the place led nowhere. This is the end, and this is end and forever. And the happy men and women, they've realized that the place was but a prison for all its beauty and extent. So the people in the heaven and paradise, they also do not find happiness even there in the heaven. They want to go back, okay, and they are not allowed to do so, though, so they consider it a prison. And even when in heaven, narrators could not let go of earth and desire to keep walking. Fourth theme is theme of competition is there. The narrator wants to be the best walker and want to reach his goal before others do. So competition is everywhere, and there are two kinds of competition discussed there. That one competition is with others, and also that there is also competition with ourselves, with yourself as well. And his journey into afterlife is difficult due to his unwillingness to give upon his needs for competition. And he narrates that if we stop thinking of our competitors, if we choose not to participate in the red race, our biggest competition should be with us, not with others. When they are driving ahead in the race, they are lagging. When they are lagging behind, they are left for dead. So it's a competition. Work of life has been discussed there. Work of life is a competition. You always have to move on, and if you quit, then it's end. All ends. And he also described that it is the thought of that competition makes us strive to excel each in his own way and give us impetus which is lacking with you. And last theme is theme of life, death, and hereafter has been discussed in the story. So life has been described as a path, a destination, a game, and many other things symbolically and metaphorically. And narrator realized that so here the as we'll see in the symbols that the rod is symbolized for life. He realized that he actually was death, and he was in the other side, means in the heaven or the paradise. The other side of the hedge serves as a metaphor for life, death, and hereafter. And they are driving ahead in race. When they are lagging behind, they are left for dead. And symbols used in the story, the narrator's decision to go through the hedge transform the story into an allegory that is full of symbols representing Forster's view of journey of life. The author develops the allegory through the use of several different symbols. We'll see that the water, the hedge, and the rod. Okay, the hedge to symbolize the broader border that passes from life to death or transformation from life to hereafter. And long rod is symbol for life. Endless rod represents the long difficult journey work of life. And other side, the transition from life on earth to life in heaven and hereafter. The water, yes, water is symbol. He felt in water, so this is water is symbol for cleansing, purity. It cleanses his body physically and cleanses his soul symbolically. His body is no longer covered with dust from his journey on the road. The water also causes the main character's pedometer to stop working. Abandoning the journey on the road symbolized death, because people in the story who abandon their journey, they never return. So this is the analysis of the story. Hope you understand. I'll provide you the notes link in the description. Thank you for watching.